Again, aircraft industry, because when people make mistakes in aircraft industry, many people die. They've had a big look at this, and there's a lot of work being done by aircraft industry, which I've simply grabbed and show how it's real and put into perspective what's happening in general industry. What we know is technically, engineering-wise, very few accidents are from those areas there. 80% of the accidents have human factor type issues involved, including lousy business processes. Instructions that don't explain things properly, that confuse people, that don't have information that's vital to understand. And here's our figures from that previous presentations and previous extracts I mentioned. So 80% plus of our problems are business process and human. So if I'm going to try and improve a company, I don't want to work on the machinery. The machinery are suffering because of us and our lousy business processes. If I'm going to improve a company, I want to work on the processes and the people. If I can get the processes improved and lift the people up to understand more and appreciate things more, I'm going to get the results that we want. So in plant and equipment wellness, in the plant wellness way, it's about understanding where the focus has got to be. Education is going to be a big player. Very good, clear instructions, good procedures, people trained to the procedure. This morning, when we broke that paper clip, once I began having one way and one way only to break clips, our distribution came right down to very controllable areas. So same here, if I have a procedure that is well written, clear, everybody's taught to follow it, then I can guarantee the outcomes, because that's what Boeing done. Boeing has guaranteed the outcomes of their procedure for maintenance and flying aircraft. They've controlled the training, the knowledge, the practices, the procedures to guarantee a certain result. And that's the thinking that we try and adopt in the plant wellness way. So in plant wellness, one of the first things we're going to do is understand why things fail, discover what causes that in a company, and then change their documentation to include the prevention of that failure. So we're going to be a lot of documentation revised, because that's where the trouble is. It's going to be people not knowing and documents that are useless to us that don't know. And that again, I didn't realise till only a couple of years ago. I would have been an engineer and worked on the machine and done an RCA on the machine and put RCA through the whole company, and everybody learns RCA, and still the machines keep on breaking and breaking and breaking because they have missed the whole issue. They're being broken by the company's practices and the lack of knowledge in the people. That's why they're breaking. So I've got to solve that problem, and then the machines improve.
Now, would RCA just not ever identify this? Would it just miss it?
Yes, it would miss the global impact of this. What tends to happen with an RCA is they will find the problem, and very often it'll go back to the procedure failure. Let's write a new procedure, which they write a procedure for this one problem. What it'll miss is that every machine is in the same risk. Now, one procedure's been improved, but if you've got 100 procedures and 99 weren't improved, but only one was improved, then it's not much change really in the business. It's a very small fraction out of a huge possibilities. So we intentionally go in and look for problems and imagine problems and look where the risk is. And if the risk is too big, we go back and improve the procedure and retrain the people in the correct practices. Then I adopt the Boeing way. I adopt the Boeing philosophy. And that forces me to change my business process outcomes to the ones that I want. And in doing that, of course, all this money that I've lost, all this money here, I don't lose it anymore, because this is all lost money. Now that money stays in the business. And that's where this thinking goes. This is why, in the end, it's going to be a paper-based, step-through process. But if we design our process correctly, the process outcomes are also guaranteed, which will be high reliability, high uptime, high profitability, high availability, all the things that businesses are looking for.